Year 1 fractions. In year 1, we don't worry too much about the children being able to write down a fraction or know what that looks like written down. We do it very practically, and we try to teach the vocabulary that surrounds fractions. We also will move them on to doing some more mathematical equations with regards to fractions. Fractions is something that we teach really practically. We do it with fruit and veg, we do it with cakes, we do it with pizzas, things that we can share. Now, obviously in school we're limited because we don't want food waste, but we want the children to do it practically, so we end up using paper. At home, you have the opportunity to put this mathematical teaching into your everyday life. So if you are making a salad, if you're doing some cooking, if you're cutting up a pizza for dinner or a cake, please involve your child and talk about the fractions, and please identify those mathematical concepts in their real life. That's just so much more meaningful to them, and they will learn really well. One thing I always try to do is think about the reasons why this might be tricky for some children and some common misconceptions they might have. Now, one of the reasons that fractions is difficult is because we will give them something whole like this and ask them to cut it in half. Your child might be fine with that. They'll just cut it in half, 2 halves. But at the same time, we might give them a pile of something like this and say, what is half? At which point some children will try to cut every single sweet in half. Now, half can be of one object, or it can be of a quantity of objects. And that's why we often use the word share. Can we share this? Can we share these? Okay, the first way to talk about fractions is with one object that needs to be cut. So you might cut a pepper in half and explain, if we cut it again, you need to cut this side and this side. Now we have quarters. We can share it between 4 children. So that's cutting one object, and they can do that repeatedly, and you get yourself a lovely salad for your dinner. Now, always watch children with sharp knives. I probably should say that so I don't get in trouble. The other thing we can do is share a quantity of objects or of things, and your children can share that between themselves and a friend, or you and them, or siblings, your family. It doesn't matter how many you share it into, just let them look at how they're sharing it. Are they sharing it one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you, or are they sharing it like this? What is a better way to do it to ensure that you have shared fairly? So that first step in their learning is looking at sharing, is cutting in half and sharing sweets, maybe sharing between more than 2 people as well. That is brilliant learning. I like to move it on then to using a cucumber, and I'll just cut discs, and then we can talk about cutting fairly, about sharing fairly. So both halves need to be equal. It's no good for your child to say, this is half. It's not, they're not equal. Now, a problem that we run into there is that often as parents will say, would you like the bigger half? If it's a true half, they are equal. So you can give your child loads and loads of practice of cutting into halves and quarters using 1 cucumber, and then you can have a lovely salad afterwards. I hope they all eat it.